Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and you've joined me for a different flavour this time. As you see, I've locked the brakes and almost spun out straight away, and that is just a taste of what's to come in my first ever no assist race with PRL. I've jumped into the deep end and I've gone to Singapore as my first race in the Sauber, and third in qualifying is not a bad result for never having used no ABS on this game, that is. Now, this was the first start. There's going to be a restart we knew before this, and that's a good thing because I had no part in that and I was just cleaned out. Anyway, here we are on the restart because there were disconnections in the lobby before the race start, and it's wet and the whole race is going to be wet. Damn right heavy wet. But we managed to get past Kart Dude straight away and everyone's misjudged the grip. And Formula 1 Rocks, who got pole of this race, went off a bit there, but he started to increase his margin at the front. It's at 2.2, and I'm getting away from Kart Dude, so not such a bad start to this race for me, in fact. But here's where it starts to go a bit pear-shaped. Yes, that's a puncture and a broken wing, so you can tell I'm a bit of a rookie with these sort of braking points and pressures and etc. I need to apply to the L2 trigger on my DualShock. And here V8 Man's destroyed his car, and a safety car is going to help me catch up to the back of the field, so I'm now in 5th position, and Fox Moles decides to pit, I believe, for the wet tyre, which is a bit early. So I'm pretty happy to just run behind scene here. I didn't really want to risk any overtakes because I didn't want to lock up and then run into someone and make a bad name for myself. We've lost connection to Kart Dude and that's pushed me up into a podium position. So looking promising for a good haul of points in my first Grand Prix for Sauber. And of course I'm trying to get used to not only the throttle management and the brake management, but also the conditions. My first race happened to be Singapore and wet. What are the chances? And of course, that is a symptom of my terrible driving. And that is a symptom of seeing this bad luck in this race. He had a problem with a jammed brake, which caused him numerous problems, and here's one problem that I've encountered, and that's another locked brake. I didn't really manage this sequence very well, the inter to wet phase. I was 4 seconds behind Big Dog at the start of lap 9, and that put me 14 seconds behind at the end of sector 2, and this next sector is just aquaplaning and locking up, and somehow not losing any end plates or front wing there. I'm just going to try and coast back to the pits, which you eventually do, losing 20 seconds in the process. Change the wing, stick on the wet tyres and sit on our way again. The aim at this point is just to finish the race and see where that puts me, basically, because already we've had 2 people out of the race, one by disconnection and one by crashing. And now again, I made a mistake, and the runoff, I don't actually use it, I choose to reverse. And Fox Mold slips through there. I lost about 9 seconds in that sequence. I decided that I need another set of wets because I just can't manage the worn wets with no traction control, and Fox Molds has destroyed his vehicle. You can see the white dot on my map of where he's destroyed it. And that again leaves me in 3rd place, and on the restart I got very wide in the same spot that Fox Moles just destroyed his car, but luckily the car behind was lapped, not Cena. But now at the end of that lap I got very sideways across the curve, and he has managed to get past, and I have lost a lot of ground to the front two in that one lap. But then Snickers brings out a 3rd safety car on lap 20, which really saves my skin because no one in front pitted. And I just decided, well, I'm last anyway. Why not fit a new set of the wet tyre? So now I've got the best condition on my tyres and all the push to get past Cena straight away.
Okay, it looks like the car ahead is trying to create a gap. He's running full revs, maximum power.
Bit of a mistake there from Big Dog, but then of course locking up and Cena gets straight back through. And I'm quite careful not to spin back across him then. But now I've sort of kept the margin, not let him get away too far. I'm slipping around still. But he makes a similar mistake to one I've made before, but doesn't go too deep and doesn't lose too much time, just the position. But in the space of 2 corners, I go from 4th to 2nd as Big Dog has put it in the wall, and there's front wing loss for him. So Toro Rosso will need to give him a new front wing. And in the meantime, I'm going to pit because there's a 28-second margin back to him, and I'm not sure I can make 10 laps on these wet tyres with my experience without traction control and without ABS. And even coming out of the pits, I found it very difficult to heat up the tyres after safety car restarts and coming out of the pits. And I was losing most of my time there on those particular segments of the race. And now Big Dog is right behind me, even with older wet tyres. I was just unable to keep up with the pace of Formula 1 Rocks and Big Dog. He's going to make a move now, but I'm a bit out of control. And yeah, he was never going to make that. I'm sorry if I sort of put you off there, Big Dog, but I was just a passenger basically, as I've been most of this race. But the race ends on a good note for me with 2nd position, 50 seconds behind Formula 1 Rocks, but I don't care. I finished the race, I've got a podium, 5 stops as opposed to his 2. In fact, that's the most pit stoppers of anyone. And 18 points for myself and Sauber. So I've been Jacko, guys, and I'll see you next time. Whether it's no assist, I doubt that. See you later.